This meeting is being recorded.
Got it.
Dang, that echo is fire though. I kind of like the way that went down. I might even plan that next time.
That shit was loud.
Yeah, I like it. So guys, here we are. Another episode of Don't Be a Dick. My man, Big Worm, Jeremy Arlington, back here with us this week. We've been out a couple weeks, had to take some time here. It's been a lot going on. First we want
to shit.
Yeah, all sorts of I don't even know, semantics. What do we call them?
Did anybody else just watch the Super Bowl just for the halftime show?
I mean, that we're gonna touch on that tonight. We are gonna touch on that tonight. I dig it too.
Yep.
So first, sponsors: Emily's Interiors, Flax Landscaping, the Solar Wolf, my man Jeremy Spot. We're here tonight to tell you guys, don't be a dick. Find ways not to be a dick. There's just not a need for it. And we're gonna go through all sorts of topics to prove this theory.
I got a shout out my buddy that hit me up on my Instagram, Dickie Cummins. He was like, sometimes you got to be a dick. I'm like, if your name's Dick, you should be a dick. Like most of the time.
Scientifically, you're a dick. But
yeah, no, he wins that on the I got to be a dick. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I got nothing. Like
we'll give it to him. And I've seen that dude on Facebook. That's a real name. That's a real person. He's not making that up. So.
And he's fucking awesome. So like, if there's an exception to every rule. So like, you get a pass, my man, all day, every day.
100%. I'm in agreement with that all day long. Man, so here we are in the middle of February. I think we're almost through it. Then it's one of the toughest months of the year. Cold as hell. I don't know, New England, it's going to be 60, 50 this week. So who the hell?
It was 8 degrees out all weekend long. It was 60 on Friday. It's going to be 60 tomorrow. Mother Nature is out of her goddamn mind.
I know me and you just have to judge which shorts we're pulling out of the room. But
I'm okay with that. Like, but it's like, holy shit, like, it's freezing out. It's hot out. It's freezing out. It's hot out. Like, am I having menopause? Are we there? Like,
yeah, 100%. Look at it. It's not easy to be this age, man. We're in the same area.
Yep.
God damn. And you know what? It's all about me to be in the spot of life right now where I can just wear shorts year round. I'm grateful for that alone. I'm riding out into the sunset with that, man. That's what I figured out will make me happy for the rest of this lifetime. But
you should. So I had over the last couple of days, so we had a incident up at a property in the Brookfields, and it was windy out the other night as well as being cold, and apparently a 75 to 85 foot tree decided it was going to leave my property and land in the neighbor's property. Now, this is where some choices come in. Where you can be a dick or you can don't be a dick. You can say, it left my property, it's not my problem. Because that's a real thing. If it lands in your yard, you're supposed to take care of it. Or you can say, like, I want my neighbor to be cool and not, slingshot fucking BBs in my windows later. And, so I chose the later, and I was driving around the neighborhood for a little bit. So this part's great. I went and knocked on their door. I went and knocked on the back door, the front door. There's a car in the driveway, but nobody's answering. So I took one of my business cards. I wrote a little note. I jammed it under the door. I drive around front, and then there's this guy coming up the street, and he's like parking in front of the house next to it. And I was like, hey, do you happen to know the people that live there? And he's like, are you the fuck that dropped the tree in my backyard? And I'm like, well, yeah, no, that was definitely me. And I mean, like, I didn't drop the tree, but it was like the tree came out of my yard and literally like pogo sticked 10, 15 feet and landed 100% in his yard. Not like a little in my yard and like the rest in his yard, like left my yard. Landed him. But like, it'd be a real dick move. It was like, hey man, that shit's yours. Now where it gets weird is if shit gets damaged. If it lands in your yard and something gets damaged, it's on your insurance. If it leaves your yard and lands in someone else's yard and something gets damaged, it's on their insurance. So I probably couldn't help at that point in time. If it was still like we need to cut it up, I think I still would have helped, but like that's neither here nor there. So like I have the conversation, like, hey, we're gonna be here tomorrow, the next day, whatever, and help. Now one of my tenants, dude, like he was ready to go. We got up there the next day at noontime and the tree's all chopped up. The guy's out there and I'm like, bro, like sick work. He's like, nah, man, you guys been here all morning. Now I'm looking around like, you guys, like, my tenant was out there first thing in the morning, fucking his chainsaw broke, borrowed his buddy's chainsaw. He was out there chopping shit up. Bro, like, talk about lifesaver. He saved us hours. I'm grateful, thankful. That's amazing. But like, chop that shit up. So we were on like brush cleanup duty because this dude actually burns wood in his home. And he was like, I want the tree. Cool. We do all that shit day one. We go back there today. Now we're having the conversation kind of, and I was like talking about like, I went up and knocked on the doors. Now this guy's a little bit like more used to us and like opening up. And he's like, my wife was home. I was like, oh, okay. Like I knocked on the door and he's like, no, she saw you. She's heard you and she ran. He's like, she ran to the other side of the house. She called him up. She called up her husband and was like, dude, some Duck Dynasty guy's at the door. I was like, he told me this today. I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much.
That's accurate.
I was like, this is amazing. I'm wearing my flannel. I'm at the door. You know, like, what's up? But like, I'm in my work truck. It's the Solar Wolf one, which I got to think the lady's like, oh, this guy's trying to sell us solar, like, hiding or whatever. But like, no, I'm trying to cut down. Say, hey, we're gonna help get rid of the tree that's in the back of your yard. He was super grateful. But this is one of those like, don't be a dick moments. I'm not saying like
teamwork.
Yeah, nobody's a hero in this story. I mean, for me, the heroes were actually the homeowner, my tenant, and everybody that helped out, because they're the real heroes. People like my friends and shit like that. They were like, yeah, where are we going? What are we doing? I like the scene from the town. Like, we're going to go someplace. We're going to pick up some trees. And they were like, whose car are we taking?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Teamwork. It's good to have people around, man. Surrounding yourself with the right people if you got that. So awesome.
And, I guess you ran into some people the other night. You ran into some people, maybe not some. You were there and watched some teamwork.
It's been a great week, man. I'll tell you, it's been a great week. Positive week, a winning week. That's what we're looking forward to.
Yep.
Before we get into this whole thing, let's figure out this table. Because I need to figure this table out.
I'm joining the Skulls. I hear it's an elite thing. There's a movie about it, stuff like that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So, all right, you can see I'm about that garage life. We're doing some garage hangs.
Yeah.
We're doing some upgrades, changes to the garage, things like that. So, like, I ride a motorcycle, right? So, how do I hang my motorcycle helmets, right? So we're talking about get the black tubes that come out, and then put something on it that you can put your helmet on. So I go to the interwebs and I'm like, all right, so like I want something cool. So I get this. Well, this is a pretty cool skull. I don't know if you can see it. It's got stars on it, like little designs and everything, but like it's little. That's a little feller. When I ordered it, I thought it was like much larger. So I ordered 2 of them. They came in the mail. And as cool as they are, I was disappointed like real bad because I was like, well, I mean, yeah, no, a helmet can go on it. Like you put a helmet on, it's going to disappear, right? It's still going to look cool when we put it up there on the wall, whether it's a helmet that goes on this thing or a jacket or nothing. Like when this is up there on the wall, it's going to look badass.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the desired result of like what we were looking for. So we went back to the interwebs. And I was like, we're gonna do round 2. Now, my man's in them. That's gonna work. We're gonna put that on the wall, put a helmet on it, and I think this is gonna look dope.
It already does.
Well,
you need to order 2 more. So you need to leave all that on that table. That all has to be the table right there. Like
he's like, no, you got to order some because they need to stay on the table. But they go on the wall. Right. We may have to just maybe we move the backdrop. I don't know. Once they go up, we could turn so the wall is the backdrop. I don't know. We can get crazy, but
this table was meant to be. I mean,
realistically, what happened is like mistakes were made, and we're here now.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So
yes,
what are we sipping on
tonight? We're just doing some cider tonight. Tonight is the Carlson Orchards, man. Like, I'll tell you this, I'm a huge fan.
I like them.
This is the Three Brothers blend hard cider. I can't tell you enough. I really like ciders and stuff like that. So the cider genre or whatever you want to call it is expanding, but the variety that you can go in most package stores and order is getting more and more. I will say I've still, if you go to the bar, you go to a restaurant, you're like, what do you got for ciders? We're still pretty limited. I do like that Down East is making it to a lot of taps.
Love Down East.
But Angry Orchard is like the staple of restaurant ciders. And it's not that I don't like them because I'll drink them, but I can't wait for the day that we can expand that into some other items, even just like this one. I believe they're local. If I'm not.
Bolton, right? Is it Bolton? I mean,
Leominster. This one's Leominster. This one's Leominster. Leominster, which is.
I was probably just making that up, which I was. I could have flown in a Boston scenario, but
I would have just said yes, except for I figure someone in the comments would be like, "Hey, jackass."
Yeah, exactly. I'm covering that. I'm covering that base right now. Look at these things. I'm on the long drink, the bevy. This is the cranberry one.
Hell yeah.
They're all pretty good. I mean, sugar content is low. I believe a couple of them are gluten free. I don't know.
Oh, you fancy?
Yeah, they're good. I don't know. Look, it's in front of me, and I'll sip it if I'm thirsty. So.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we'll address the topic, man. I mean,
I'm excited.
This is actually a big one. And we've gone through a little bit of a roller coaster. It should have been discussed last week, but we got another week of experience behind it, which means it's an even more on-point conversation. So
I feel like because we waited a week, it actually worked out better.
I believe, absolutely. Yeah, more knowledge is, like I said, you're more well-rounded to the whole discussion. Now, a few weeks ago, you guys know, very South High biased. It was my school that I graduated from. I love basketball. I entered this project with this team this year with my friend Coach Diego McLean. Followed him from minute one. I will current to current. I've been to the high school atmosphere between football and basketball over 30 times. We walked into Notre Dame the other day. It just was not the same. It was a different element. I'm sure if you guys are watching the show, then you've seen the blog. But what we're going to target on, the whole thing's over for now. We're going to focus on, because this show is called Don't Be a Dick. My subject was the man's actions at the game that I posted the video on. The dude interacted.
Is that the fan of the week guy?
That was the Shamrock Sports fan of the week.
Yeah.
So he interacted with a player, impeded the progress of the game. He interacted with a coach during a game. The gym is an absolute shoebox, so no one's going to miss a trick. It was silence when everything was going on. Everybody in the gym saw what was happening. My question now, the guy should have been thrown out. You're in a high school basketball girls environment. You're in the front row, which if you have been to Notre Dame Academy, the front row is literally almost on the court. It's that small of a gym. So it's an unwritten rule. There's etiquette. If you're in the front row, you're taking that unwritten rule etiquette, especially if your daughter plays on the team, that you're not interacting with the players themselves on the court. Now, I get content. I get being a fan. I get that. But physically impeding the progress of the game, any fan that does that would be thrown out of any game anywhere, whether it be pro, college, high school, youth. He's gone. He was not thrown out. The principal, Jeff Kramer of South High, went down and wanted to have the man removed, and he himself was thrown out, or asked,
which is wild.
physically assaulted into the hallway, which the whole thing was just wrong, and then the dude was not asked to leave the rest of the game. South High was, despite the feelings that I had, and I witnessed myself walking through there, all of that's neither here nor there. Someone has to explain why that guy wasn't thrown out and why our principal was removed, basically assaulted. And that, if you guys want to check it out, that's the blog that I wrote about. It's got almost as many views as every blog I've ever written added together. It's negative material if you want to look at it like that, but I don't think it's that negative if we can fix it. But it's something that needs to be addressed.
If you can make a negative into a positive, it's a win, and across the board.
That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all we're trying to do, because I look at it like this. Like, I am now, I kind of shit on that dude because tell him he's a super fan, but I'm literally a South High super fan right now of that team, and I don't think it's right that those girls have to be in that environment. Or we want them to be tough and have tough skin, but in that environment, I just don't think it was necessary. And I think there was, bad intentions behind it that needed to be addressed, that are being addressed. But the bottom line is, first of all, you have a choice to not be a dick or be a dick. And your daughter's playing on the other team. You're going to put a black eye on her and her program and everything that's happened. You can't do that, and that's all. And our girls acted appropriately, our crowd, and we've done so in our own games. And that's
I gotta go into one part of this, because this is like, I know I don't follow this stuff intently, stuff like that, but obviously I watch the commentary and things like that. I seen this guy talk about, like, you guys scored too many points, right? What was the score of the game?
Scores game, I think it was 79 to 26, I believe we had.
I'm going to tell you that I believe this is irrelevant. Like, I just saying the points, because if you're playing competitively, like, I don't care what sport you're in, boxing, you're in football, you're in baseball, you're in basketball, like, do you take your foot off the gas?
Well,
no.
I'll tell you, it's a fine line from what's happened this year, because Diego has taken his foot off the gas. These girls, his top two players, Tamir and Grace, they only get to play a half, if that. Now, they're talking about defense.
Time out. You're talking about a player change. A player change is different, like, as a coach, putting someone else in to give them time. But the other people that went in were still intended to play at 100%.
Right, and they have to look at it like we have to really take this out of the box, because Diego has two starting 5 teams. So his first half, he plays his team. His second half, he plays his team, like the B team that he wants to get ready in case these girls get hurt, and so that they're ready for next year. You know what I mean? And that's how you build a program that rotates through, and you don't get stuck and go through the down periods. He's built it perfectly. Problem is, no one else is catching on, but I believe nobody else has put the effort that Diego has put in. So what are we really trying to do? You know what I mean? And one of the videos that I put out this week was a quote that Diego had put out. You're trying to get these girls prepared to get the best opportunity they can from here on out. But not those last girls that come off the bench deserve the same as the first girls.
He wouldn't be doing any member of his team a favor by telling them, oh, once you get a lead, like back off a little. Because every single, like if you teach somebody that, they learn that. You know, just like on the other team, if they were crushing these people, I remember this coming up numerous times when the Patriots were kicking everybody's ass. And they were like, oh, well, you know, it's disrespectful, it's this, that, whatever. And it's like, well, what happens in the fourth quarter when they're actually behind, but they're used to taking their foot off the gas? They don't have a full game in them. Like, no, you play every minute you were out there. And I can't, like, for me, I can't stress that enough. Like, I'm team, like, if it's your work, like your job, you're at the gym, you're doing whatever you're doing, do it. Like, now, if they can, like, if you don't like that you're getting beat, get better.
Get better, and don't, you know,
sports. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't. Overall, find a way to not be a dick. I mean, there's
win, lose, or draw. You don't have to be a dick.
He's losing he's letting them lose. Diego has people all over, on every team, every school in the city. You know, he's doing something that the other coaches they're not there yet. And, you know, Diego is setting a standard, which everybody has to just take a step back and realize it's not to hurt the city. It's to raise the whole value of the programs in the entire city. And he's said it numerous times, and we are. It doesn't matter that we're beyond the haters now. But it was a different scenario at Notre Dame. There was a lot of bad blood there. There was a lot, you know, through what had happened in the previous week. But to publicly say there's no bad blood, we need to change things. I don't rescind any word that I said in that blog. I actually have no bad blood with the parent other than he should have been thrown out of the game. And, you know, whatever it is being addressed, and hopefully that environment doesn't exist for these kids, man, because
this is literally the perfect platform for that moment where it's like, don't be a dick. Like, you can win and be a dick. You can lose and be a dick. Like, all the in between. Because when you're winning and like, you're like, oh, you know, like, blah, 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 like, you can be a dick. Like, you can insult people, whatever. Like, there is a level of professionalism. Like, football, I'll take for instance, like they made it to the point where if you showboat too far in the end zone, like you can actually have some shit go bad for you. I got mixed emotions because when the hype is real, but like, where's the line?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They get rid of that rule this year. You should be able to talk, like, but so exactly what I'm saying. It needs to
celebrate for two different things, though. You know, like you can celebrate without being a dick. You know, and you can celebrate to the ultimate. I actually, when Gronk was on the Patriots, I worried about him every week when he spiked the football. I was like, all right, are they going to call that, like, is he over celebrating? Like, where's the line? Like, what is over celebrating? I think when it comes into taunting the other team, it becomes something different. If it's just you celebrating with your teammates, like, hey, high fives, handshakes, you know, doing your little dance, we're, you know, things like that. I don't think that's out of line, you know, but this is where, like, teaching people to have respect, whether they're winning or losing, is a real thing.
Yeah, and also, right there, we're talking about grown men. On the other side, we're talking about a grown man taunting a 17-year-old girl, an 18-year-old girl, and then, you know, I don't know. I just didn't like it.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, it's not it wasn't cool. That environment needs to change. Hopefully, we'll see the change soon. And that's it for the negativity from our pod, everything. You know what I mean? That's reality. So the beef is over. We won the game, and publicly, it is what it is, man.
No
But
beef. No
yeah,
beef. Just
I had to address it tonight on "Don't Be a Dick" because just the point to that dude, just don't be a dick. Really?
facts.
You could have involved and avoided if you just weren't a dick. That's it. Game over. So
So all right. Switching gears. Were you watching the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl, or did you watch for the halftime show?
so I didn't get the full Super Bowl experience this year. It was I believe I was at the Galway. It was after a funeral, whatever. I was there. The audio wasn't on. I saw clips of the halftime show, but I've gathered what I needed to know about it. 50 Cent was fat. Eminem kneeled. I didn't
So,
really.
all right, and this is I'm gonna go into that because like you know what, like we just had a pandemic. I'm fat. Like 50 Cent looked great. I don't give a shit.
I live
Fucking
fat.
50 Cent run it. Now I can't pretend to tell you if Eminem kneeled in support, or I'll even say as far as Kaepernick, or if he kneeled because they were playing the Tupac jam in the background.
What if he was tired? What if he was out of
Any of
gas?
the above.
He's old.
Like you know where I'm not? I'm not in that guy's head. Like this is my like that dude could have done it for any of the above reasons. And like because the media picks and chooses what they want to tell us, that's great. Has anybody actually heard Eminem say why he did it?
Yeah.
Or is he just like, oh shit, like I just did it? Like it just happened in a moment where I was like, fuck it, this is what I'm
I
doing.
was dehydrated. I needed a sip. I was thirsty.
I love that people will run like did you play telephone when you were in like kindergarten as a kid? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So everybody sits in a circle and then like you tell somebody like a name and a number and it's got to make it around to the other side. Like the media does this on the regular and they do it at the same time. You get one radio station that says this, like paper says this, and then a news channel says something else. And it's like, wait, that's the same story, but everybody's already got a different one. Great. I took the show for what it was. There are other like, oh man, like Snoop smoking weed before the show. Some of my favorite people like, oh yeah, that's basically like saying fish breathe water. Like
Who does at this point? Who doesn't know Snoop? You know what I mean? I get it.
Boy. So he smokes weed. Like I mean, he took a little break for a little bit there. Cool. And you know what? Like I listen to his music. I've never met the man. You know what? I would like to believe Snoop, Eminem, Dre, they're all great people, right? We listen to their music. We listen to their music because, like, it's rap. I'm a big fan. But I don't know these people. I can't tell you if they're grade A fucking people. I can't tell you if they're, like, not cool. I don't know them. I can tell you I like their music. A majority of these celebrities out there could be awesome people. I have no clue. But I don't know what goes through their head every day. And I can't pretend that I listen to a couple of the songs and I'm like, I know him.
I agree 100%, man. People get too deep into it. You know, you gotta.
It was a back in the day buffet for me. I was driving around in my pickup truck back in high school. Like, hell yeah. Like, it was, I don't know. I liked it for that, the nostalgia, and just having them all together. I do think the biggest boss move that I seen of all of that was Snoop Dogg literally buying Death Row Records like a week before.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
All right, so this is on some business. Had he bought that 6 months ago, like Dre's got a label, he's got a label, like does he have them out there? They still do that thing? I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
Those are things I think of.
I don't know. That is a boss move buying Death Row. I don't know. It seems like that could be some promotion for that. There's a lot of money involved. You like promotion? If he's at the Super Bowl, I don't know.
So this is something I want. Like, all right, so people fact check me because I'm looking for an answer here. I heard the other day that they don't pay Dre and them to play the halftime show. Dre had to pay millions for them to play the show.
Yeah.
They didn't get paid to play the show. The halftime show, you have to pay to play. I would love somebody to fact check me because if he paid to play to do that, I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's awesome they did the show either way. There's some people that love it, some people that hate it. I thought it was great no matter what.
Now, on a marketing standpoint, people think I get paid to go to these shows and cover like the boxing and do these events. I pay to go to these events to have my brand seen for me myself personally, but all like, you know, it's not what people think. It's not not glorious like people think yet. But I mean, I'm sure for those guys, it's a lot different. Really, they don't need the money, but the bump to get that. Me and you were sitting there talking about Death Row Records right now. When's the last time that was in an original conversation? The 90s.
I believe when people got shot.
Right, yeah, back when those are the lyrics in songs, exactly. So, but I mean, it's all marketing in a way, you know, all of it. I thought that the funny thing was people were like, oh, you know, people are worried about gangs and this and that. Snoop's on the Super Bowl halftime show, crip walking. They know all Crips, so it's accepted. It's marketing, whatever sells.
He was definitely wearing the shirt was great. I'll say that.
Snoop knows what Snoop wants to do. He's always done it. Whether $5 to $1 million, it don't matter.
There wasn't a person that performed there that you could tell them what to do.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Tell you, Eminem might have just been tired, man.
Well, so like Dre got on the keyboard and was playing for Tupac, and I actually right off the bat I was like, wow, like, you know, he's kneeling for that. I didn't turn it into something else, but like when some other people said it, I was like, okay, I see the angle, but ultimately, like, guess what? I don't know.
It's a reach.
I'm like, I don't know. I mean, could it have been? Sure. Do I know it was? Nope. Like, until that dude comes out and says why he did it, none of us know. We can all do that assume thing. You know what happens when we assume?
The normal positive American says, that was a badass song back in the day. I'm pumped they're playing it. I really don't care what's going on. I'm gonna go out, play that song the next week or two again, live my moment, and do that.
Play that funky music.
You know it all day, man. We lived through a great era so far. I mean, we got another one ahead of us, hopefully. So,
yes,
I thought it was great, perfectly timed. I can't wait to see next year's. I see all this country stuff going around, and I'll give it a shot. But that's your realm.
So any of the country I listen to usually has like a rap kind of undertone to it. So
I dig it. I'm not against it. I'm just not educated in it. Let's put it that way. I haven't listened to a lot, you know?
I musically, I'll give anything a chance. I mean, for the longest time, I actually steered completely away from country. It was like the only thing I wouldn't give a chance. I'll say we're older and things change. So I've given more things a chance that I wouldn't have. And I just enjoy music. And if somebody else enjoys music, I try and figure out, like, why? Like, all right, is it the beat? Is it the song? Or is it the actual story or the lyrics?
Right.
Because I do think there's a difference between lyrics and stories and songs. Like, I'm not trying to white man can't jump anybody. Like, you listen to the music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I do genuinely believe there is a difference there when it comes down to some songs just have lyrics. Some songs tell a story, you know, and I enjoy figuring that part out. And there are plenty of songs out there, like, you listen to it once, it was like, all right, cool. You listen to the fifth or sixth times in, you're like, this is my jam. You know, because, like, you start catching the things. It's like watching a movie again. You see the things, you hear the things you didn't hear the first time, and It just it can become something different.
Yeah, I agree.
When I was a kid, Jay-Z did that to me. I can't even tell you how many times. And my brother used to point it out at the time. He'd be like, dude, like he's talking about interior decorating his watch. And I'm like, what? And then you listen to it again and it's like, oh my, wow. Okay. He's on a different level. Like, and the things you get out of a song, then you start like, I'll say paying attention and not just being like, this beat is fire. Like,
Yeah.
I love me a good beat, but
you just have to make it known. You know what I mean? Like, I think you got to make it known too. That you can either one or the other, lyrics or because I know there's a few beats that DJ Shadow has a few beats that I really don't even know the name of the tracks, but fire, you know. But you got to make it known. And Screenhouse sessions this summer, man. We gotta that's gonna be our next pod, man. We'll review music. We got. I
can't wait. We can actually have you sit at one end, I'll sit at the other.
Whatever we gotta do. And hey, we got Summer Worm Fest coming. We're expecting 22,000 people. Food trucks. We'll announce the address later.
We'll do some things.
Have
some fun. We'll figure it out.
Fucking awesome, man. I can't wait. We need some warm weather, man. I'm tired of the cold. I don't know if I've ever really said that, but it's my fingers now. That's it. The rest of my body is fine except my fingers. So when you get old,
end of the day, like whether it's warm or cold it's people don't like the outside hangouts. Yeah. I like to hang out outside. I like to, obviously, you like to gather some people, get together, have some grub, have a good time. Like when it's negative degrees out, like that's not happening.
When the fire doesn't matter, do you go?
We do some of the fires anyway, so.
Yep. I'll tell you, man. We got to get on. We got St. Patrick's Day coming. Yep. We're happy about that. We're gonna have a big announcement this week coming. Merch, baby. We're gonna the hoodies finally coming out.
If anybody's looking for the hoodies, like it's happening. So like if you want to get a hoodie, you hit up that man over there.
We got a big one coming out. We got the St. Patty's Day Parade edition coming out. We're only gonna make 100 of them. So we'll take.
Actually, I got Mama Duke's on a mission to make some the green bracelets too. So we're gonna have them too.
I'm gonna post them tomorrow. She's gonna send me the one with I asked for a real Irish one, the 3 beads, red, green, orange. But whatever you guys want, custom made. We're gonna have a website up there, all our stuff up there.
Yep.
So let's get this done, man. Let's have a good time. We're changing. 2021's behind us. St. Patty's Day.
I'm gonna steal something that I used to do on Wolf and the Worm, but I'm gonna change it up for us. It's like, you don't be a dick. You don't be a dick. You don't be a dick.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And I hope everybody has a great day. But it was normally like, you have a great day. You have a great day when we were doing Wolf and the Worm. But like, that's don't be a dick.
There's no need. We do this every week, guys. We find ways to tell you not to be a dick. The world is just a better place when it's that kind of environment, you know.
And there's going to be plenty of things that challenge you to be a dick, and and I've said millions of times, there's exceptions to every rule. There's going to be a reason to be a dick at some point in time, but ultimately, do your best not to be one, and you'll enjoy it better. You'll probably have a better experience because of it.
No doubt. And keep in mind, if you need to know.
Alan James up in here too, so go get your leather shit fucking Webster Square.
Oh man, absolutely. Where do you find him?
Right on the Circle, Kelly Square.
Yep.
If you go down Water Street, he's right there on the right.
Okay.
So Green Street. Wow, I'm messing this all up. I went from Webster Square to Kelly Square, all over the place.
You're fine. You're fine. Where the map is made, we're there.
Yeah, if you the peanut for Kelly Square, if you're going around that, and then you go down to Green Street, the new building, the Woo Public Market or whatever, like first floor right there on the right.
Yep.
You can go get your leather goods there. He obviously good friends, like someone that I consider a brother's brother. So
Love it.
And
Love it. Awesome, man. Good shout out. Good shout out.
give him a question of how he started, because like he made me some knives. I don't know if you know, I like me some knives.
I've seen
before he was making leather, he was making knives, and he made a leather sheath for one of my knives, and I think that kind of like headed him in this direction.
And we're talking about cooking, people. Nothing else. Just cooking. No violence.
Bro, you crushed some grilled cheeses this week, so we're gonna have to set up a GoPro on one of the griddles one of these point in time, and we're gonna cook.
I really don't know what happened, Jeremy. I really don't know. That's why I can't be trusted. I was making grilled cheese, and somehow in the process of making grilled cheese, that wasn't enough cheese. So I decided to fry cheese and wrap it. I'm wrapping grilled cheese and fried cheese. And that
I got a question, because you were telling me how many grilled cheeses were in this fried cheese. How many grilled cheeses did you press together?
You make 4. You take them out of the pan. You put the cheese down. You put the 4 on the cheese, and then you fold it like an omelet. And it's a grilled cheese quesadilla.
So were you making 4 grilled cheeses before this hit your head, like to make 4, or did you make one? You like,
Jeremy. That's practice. That's just talking about practice.
I love it.
I'm actually impressed with the fatness that I made a grilled cheese quesadilla wrapped in fried cheese. And I'll tell you, it's gonna go viral, because I actually added the pepperoni. The sheet of pepperoni was unnecessary, but so was the whole thing.
Yes.
That's all.
When you're already at unnecessary, like the extras are just awesome.
Wait till you taste this. I'm telling you. And it's really like $1.40 meal. We're talking about white bread, butter, and some cheese. And look at what happens. That's
magic.
Guacamole and sour cream on the side, everything ridiculous, and it's a gourmet dish. I'm in.
I love it.
So, but listen, man, we can wrap it up again. I'm glad we got this one in. Looking forward to the next one, and we got to get to that taco spot, bro.
Yes, I'm wondering, like, I could bring a GoPro and we could sit there and eat. Like, I don't know if you can eat in this place. I've actually not been in this place, but if we gotta like set up a actual like where we go get it and eat it, we can do that.
We're gonna do that this week. I'm back a little bit above water. I'm climbing. I'm coming back.